Welcome back to the channel. In today's review, I'm reviewing the 2023 Kia EV6. This is the GT trim. So this is the most powerful production EV6 that money can buy as of this filming. And it's also the most powerful Kia that you can also buy. Let's talk about pricing here for the EV6 GT. Starting price is at $61,400. This one stickers for $63,665. And I don't think this vehicle actually qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit because I think it's built in Korea. If you guys are on the market for a Kia, be sure to check out South Dade Kia and ask for Cello or Tony, and they will get you into your next vehicle. Let's talk about the exterior styling here for the Kia EV6. This is a GT trim here. Is the most performance model in the EV6 family, and it does have some really sporty design cues here as well to make it look different compared to a standard EV6. This is painted in the beautiful Yacht blue exterior paint with the gloss black trim. Looking at the headlights here, they're going to be a full reflector headlight here with an automatic low and high beam. The upper portion here is for the turn signal, and this is for the daytime running light. There's front parking sensors here, like I mentioned, gloss black trim. No fog lights here, sadly, on the EV6, but this has Kia's new design language to the actual grille. It says Kia here on the actual hood. That's a front-facing camera, and this beautiful Yacht blue exterior paint looks really good in the sunlight. And down here is going to be active grille shutters here, just to feed that battery, just in case it gets a little overwhelmed. And this is for the radar censoring. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the EV6. Me personally, when this vehicle was first showing off, I was not a big fan of the exterior style. I see the vehicle a lot in my local area, and it does look good, especially with this Yacht blue exterior paint. This vehicle offers 6.1 inches of ground clearance, so pretty good step in height for this to be a somewhat of a crossover slash SUV. And this vehicle has a 114.2 inch wheelbase with an overall length of 184.4 inches. So it does have some really good proportions here in the electric segment. Looking at these multi-spoke wheels here with these neon green brake calipers, these are a 255/40 Goodyear tire. They're wrapped in this 21 inch rim design. It has this chrome and gloss black finish to the wheel design here. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the wheels. Me personally, I think Kia did a fantastic job here with the wheels. Down here is going to be this gloss black to the rocker panel with this gloss black mirror cap, LED side marker, and the A pillar here is going to give it this floating roof design here since it's black painted. And as you guys can see real quick, the neon stitching inside the interior with the nice piping, and this offers a moonroof here. But making our way towards the rear of the vehicle real quick, there's this integrated rear spoiler here, which looks really nice. And I love the nice door handles here, how they're flush mounted to the actual body panel. The vehicle is unlocked. When it's locked, it's going to be retracted into the actual bodywork. Looking at the taillights here, they're going to be a full LED tail light, which is a turn signal, brake light, and reverse light. It says GT to signify the trim level. There's a Kia badge here, and it says EV6 with some dark chrome trim here. For parking sensors, of course, there's no visible exhaust trim because this is an electric vehicle. With these two slits here for the nicely integrated reflectors with more gloss black trim. Press this area here, it does reveal the charge port opener here. It has a DC fast charge option with the J1772 plug, and you can also close it back. We'll talk about the charge time a little later on in the actual video. Open up the cargo back here. There's a little pad down there. Once you press that, it reveals 24.4 cubic feet of space, and my model has this nicely integrated tonneau cover here to hide your personal belongings and whatnot. Once you fold down the rear seat, that expands the cargo to 50.2 cubic feet of space. So it has about 10 more cubic feet of space compared to the Kia Stinger, which is discontinued for 2023. And underneath here, there's a mobile charger with some underfloor storage. Looking at the key fob here for the Kia EV6 GT here is the same corporate detonator style key that Kia normally offers. There's the remote start, the smart park feature has Kia here at the lower part of the key fob. There's your lock, unlock, your trunk release panic button. Sorry guys, you really can't see it because of the barcode here, but just locking the vehicle here and pressing this here, the vehicle is already started. You can probably use the Kia Connect app to basically set the climate control, start up the vehicle and whatnot. But the vehicle is on because keep in mind, it is fully electric. So I could move the vehicle forward here by pressing this button here on the upper portion of the key fob. And you guys can see the vehicle is moving with me next to the vehicle here. And I could stand in front of the vehicle and it will not hit me. But releasing my finger off that button there and pressing the button to go back. Keep in mind guys, I'm outside of the vehicle as well, as you guys can see on camera, of course. This is a really cool party trick if you're trying to wow your guests, or just in case you're in a tight parking spot. And the vehicle is locked, but walking up to the vehicle here and resting my finger here, the door handles will pop out, the mirrors will unfold, just grabbing the door handle here. I like the way the door handles look. They look very futuristic. But looking at this interior here, I love this nice black interior with the nice neon stitching and piping there. But getting inside, like I mentioned, this vehicle does offer 6.1 inches of ground clearance, so pretty good ground clearance here in the segment. But it doesn't really feel like an SUV slash crossover. It feels really more like a sports car in my opinion. But shutting the door here, and the vehicle is ready to go once you put your foot on the actual brake. But let's talk about the materials here on the door panel. Sorry about that, Kanye. But looking at the door panel material, is going to be a nice soft touch material with this high gloss trim. There's some aluminum painted trim here for the door handle. It is automatic up and down only for the driver and passenger, not for the rear windows. You can lock the windows indoors just in case your kids like to open the doors in a very congested area. The vehicle would not allow them to do it. Looking over here is for the illumination switch, the charge port door opener, the trunk release, electronic parking brake, stability control, and this has a manual tilt and telescoping wheel. It gives you good range and adjustability. And there's also this bright heads-up display which shows you tons of information. The steering wheel here does have this very thick rim, nice neon stitching throughout this vehicle here. This paddle here is for the regenerative braking. As you see, I have the I pedal on now, so it will bring the vehicle to a complete stop. This is for your driver's assistance tech. Over here is for your voice controls. It has the Kia logo here on the airbag cover. This is the GT button. This puts the vehicle in its high performance mode. This is your drive mode selector, which shows you normal, eco, and sport. So it's technically 4 different drive modes, but this one is separate from the other ones. There's the wind wiper stock, turn signal and headlight stock is there. Like I mentioned, heads-up display with these massive 12.3-inch infotainment systems here. This is for the driver. It is customizable slightly to show you your compass, your all-wheel drive. This has their all-wheel drive system, your attention level after recharging. Information is there. This is for the large Apple CarPlay and Android Auto once you have your phone connected via the wire. You guys know Kia doesn't have a wireless function just yet. But going here to the Kia interface, really snappy, really responsive. There's different things. There's an EV page here, which shows you the range. It shows you if you cut off the climate, you can basically drive. There's a charging station which is in 1.1 miles away from me right now. But basically, I could just charge at home if I would like to. But keep in mind, on a 240 volt, that it would take 8.5 hours to charge. But if you guys use a DC fast charger or a 350 kilowatt charger, it would take up to 18 minutes to get a full battery. And this vehicle has around 204 to 206 miles on a full charge. Looking down here is going to be the panel here. Just press this here. Now you can mess with the climate control. Press this arrow. Now you can mess with the actual infotainment system. So it is nice that Kia does give you that feature. There's 3 level heated seats here. There's no cool seats because of the seats here. They're very slim looking, very futuristic. I like the nice stitching and piping like I mentioned. The headrests are very supportive. It says GT here in the actual portion here. This is a plastic piece here, but it does feel nice to touch. There's suede and leather, very aggressive seats, a lot of gloss black trim here. This is for your parking sensors. My iPhone 14 Pro Max does fit in the actual wireless phone charger. Press this button here. It does reveal the backup camera. There's a top-down 360 view. You can also look around the vehicle as well. I'm surprised that it's not painted the Yacht blue with the GT Pacific wheels, but that's a small little nitpick. This is for the 1-speed reduction gear. You switch over to the left to go into reverse. I showed you guys the backup camera already. To go into neutral, just switch it very gentle. And to go into drive, you switch it all the way to the right and you press in for P to go into park. There's 2 cup holders here. Lift this up. It does reveal a very deep storage well. And this is where you guys will put the key fob right there. The materials on the dashboard are very interesting. I like the nice design and nice texture. It says GT right there. The air vents are down here with some ambient lighting and the actual cup holders, the footwells and whatnot. Looking at the glove compartment, it does offer tons of storage in there as well. And above me there's this moonroof here to let light and air into the cabin once you open it up. And the headliner is this woven like material with full LED lights throughout the cabin. You can physically press it or you can press the button here. But the materials and stuff in this vehicle are very high quality, very premium like, and I love the way this interior is very well laid out. Let's talk about the interior space here of the EV6. Open up the rear door. I love the way how the door handles look. This vehicle does offer tons of interior space here. I like the nice neon stitching and piping throughout this vehicle like I mentioned. Looking down here is going to be for the recline feature. You can also lay the seats down just in case you need max cargo. I like the nice suede Alcantara insert with the nice neon stitching like I mentioned. But let's talk about the door panel materials here. It's the same material that's carried over from the front, gloss black trim, aluminum accented door handle. There's 2 level heated seats back here, no cool seats, and this is nice suede Alcantara here on the door panel. It's also lined with carpet in the actual cup holder space here so it doesn't rattle around. And it has the Maranian sound system here, which sounds pretty good. This vehicle offers 6.1 inches of ground clearance, so it does have somewhat of a good stepping height. Looking here, as you guys can see, I don't have any foot space underneath the driver's seat, but I could raise it up. But as you guys can see also, it does feel cramped. Kia says this offers 39 inches of legroom space, so pretty good legroom space here in the segment. There's 2 type seat ports back here. There's no air vents right here, but they're gonna be to here. You can open and close them. These seats in here, like I mentioned, look really futuristic. And above there's this moonroof here, but it does not come into the actual back seat. Full LED lights for the interior, grab handle on both sides. The seats, once again, feel very supportive and comfortable with the recline function. Pull this here, it does reveal 2 cup holders and some storage once you pull this portion back. But overall, the EV6 does offer tons of interior space, but keep in mind, if you're over 6 feet tall, it's gonna be a little cramped back here because of the headroom. Let's talk about the $1 million question. Does this vehicle offer a frunk? And the simple answer is going to be yes, but it is very small. Once you open up this plastic covering here, you guys can't put the mobile charger in here, maybe some food that you guys don't want to have to stink up your actual cabin. And there is some components for the vehicle that you guys can see right here on camera. This uses Kia's 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. This has a dual motor E all-wheel drive. This vehicle also makes 576 horsepower and 545 pound-feet of torque. Kia says 0 to 60 and around 3.2 to 3.4 seconds, depending on the conditions. As this vehicle sits here, it weighs in at 4,700 pounds, and this vehicle can tow 2,300 pounds. So it is capable of towing, but keep in mind, range will go down if you're towing something around the same 2,300 pound mark. But making our way towards the charge door here of the EV6, just press this button here. It is going to be power operated, and this has a J1772 plug. Pull this little plastic covering here, it does reveal the DC fast option. Kia says on a 350 kilowatt charger, you guys can get a full charge in about 18 minutes or so, which is very fast. So I recommend using the DC fast over the J1772 plug. On the J1772 plug and using a 240 volt, it would take 8.5 hours. So keep in mind, if you guys are looking to charge really quick, I would recommend looking at the DC fast option over the 240 volt. Back behind the wheel of the Kia EV6, this is Kia's most powerful vehicle that they make, and it's going to be electric, which is super impressive. But I'm going to start off here just doing a slight run. Oh my god. Oh my god, this SUV crossover, whatever you want to call it, this thing is freaking bonkers. So this uses Kia's 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack, making 576 horsepower and 545 pound-feet of torque. This also has a hidden drift mode, which I legally cannot do on public roads. So sadly, guys, I cannot show you guys how it goes. But in order to engage that, you have to turn off the stability control and traction control. You have to turn off the stability control, and you press the GT button and you hold the paddles for 3 seconds, and then you're able to drift this vehicle. Once again, I am not allowed to do that because I'm on public roads. If I had a track, I would do it for you guys, but sadly, I'm not going to do that out here in the public. But let's do another acceleration. Let's do another acceleration run. I'm super excited. I can't get my words out. Oh my. This thing is freaking crazy. This thing is crazy fast. In my first review, guys, I was just having too much fun. In this video, I might have a little bit more fun too, but the GT, it will put a smile on your face, especially the nice technology that this vehicle offers with the massive 12.3-inch displays. You also have the smart park feature. You can wow your guests with that. You can also wow them with how this vehicle handles. Going around this corner here, it has really good handling, especially with the battery pack. It's lowered to the ground and whatnot. Heads-up display, very bright, showed you tons of information that you would love to see as you're driving along the road. The tech is good, the ride quality is good, even with this vehicle riding on 21-inch wheels, and this to be the performance model of the EV6. It just blows my mind the way that how Kia packed all this in this one SUV here, or crossover, once again, whatever you want to call it. It offers 6.1 inches of ground clearance, good step in height if you had small children or you had back problems or knee problems like that. It's a really good vehicle to get in and out of. I like the nice moonroof above me. It lets tons of light and air into the cabin once you open it up. And this has the beautiful black interior, which with the Yacht blue exterior. And I like the nice orange. I like the nice neon stitching and piping throughout this vehicle. It's really nice that Kia paid attention to details. The GT trim, once again, it's super fast. It's bonkers. Put a smile on your face. It will kind of scare you. It will make your heart accelerate if you're not used to driving an electric vehicle. And this vehicle on a full charge gets between 204 to 206 miles on a full charge. If you use a DC fast, it will basically charge the battery up from 10 to 80% about 18 minutes or so. So it is fast of charging if you use the DC option. If you use a 240 volt, it would take 8.5 hours, or 110, it would take literally probably 12 plus hours to charge this 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. Just because we can, we're gonna do it again. I'm not gonna break torque or anything like that, but oh, you can hear the tires screeching. And it's so crazy. This vehicle offers their dual motor all-wheel drive system, but going around this corner here, you don't feel like the vehicle, it doesn't feel wobbly. I don't feel any oversteer, understeer, or anything like that. It feels well planted for this to be a performance model in the EV6 family, but it's just super crazy. But let's take it out of its GT mode and let's just drive this vehicle in eco. With it being an eco, it went up to 70 miles of electric range. The dealer didn't charge, it was charged yesterday. When I seen it was at 100 miles, so I'm pretty sure they've been doing, you know, tests and whatnot, just driving it, because this is the performance model of the EV6 family. And once again, this vehicle will put a smile on your face and everything like that. It offers tons of cargo space because Kia doesn't offer a big enough frunk for most people that want a large frunk, but it fits the mobile charger in there. It can fit some takeout food if you guys will want it to, but that's why you get tons of cargo space in the back of the EV6. And with it not being in this GT mode, it rides just the same. It's quiet in this interior. I don't hear any outside pollution or anything like that. No noise. I don't hear any helicopters, no planes and whatnot. It's really well isolated in this interior. The materials are really good. They're like a recycled material. So Kia usually really good job of offering performance, warranty, technology. So I think the EV6 for me is a really good place, especially if you're looking for an EV6. I would say get the GT trim, even though it's a little bit more expensive compared to a standard EV6. And also keep in mind, with this being the GT trim, it is going to take a huge cut in the actual range of this vehicle. So you might have a little bit anxiety range, but if you guys don't drive this vehicle every day, it is a good commuter car around town. After spending time with the 2023 Kia EV6 GT here, this vehicle offers tons of performance that you guys seen from the driving scene. It literally puts a smile on your face for this to be a Kia and to have this much horsepower and torque. The charging is very fast with the 800 volt architecture, but this vehicle does lose a lot of range because it is the GT model, which this vehicle gets around 204 miles on a full charge. If you guys go for the non-GT performance, you will get over 300 plus miles. So keep that in mind if you guys are looking for that longer range EV6. With that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this full review here on the 2023 Kia EV6 GT. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at DriveOnReviews. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. And I will see you all in the next video.